Welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Warhammer Total War. We're going to be continuing to spread our influence and hopefully continue to take Empire lands in this episode. So let's see. I was noticing now that we've got this territory here, and we don't control the entire thing because Zavastra here is still in the way. So before I head out, I think I'm gonna use my main army to obliterate Zavastra. If I can take Zavastra, which might actually be relatively well defended because of the enemy army. I haven't really encountered the enemy army, so it's entirely possible. And the enemy... Wow, okay, so I'm in our war with this guy up here because he used to own this land that I'm in. Okay, that's... I didn't know, but alright. Well, I mean, I did know, that was a lie. I didn't realize, I should say. So I'm going to keep this hero here with her growth, because that's going to help a lot with this area. And I really need to get Western Savania bumped up, because that's where all my units are going to be produced. So that's pretty critical. So here in Essen, I'm at +5. Here over in Southern Oblast, the province, I'm at -17 and dropping. So I need to take this hero, or lower, yeah, this hero I think it is, yeah. And I need to get him to the very edge of the territory on this turn. And on the beginning of the next turn, okay, yeah, at the beginning of the next turn, he needs to get into, can he get into our own? No, it doesn't look like there's any way he can possibly get over the water this turn. So it's going to be 2 turns, but in 2 turns he'll be able to get into this territory and start giving +5 to public order. And oh boy, that's an enemy army.
I will not obey.
That's a full strength enemy army from behind. Oh boy, I didn't... Wow, okay, so I guess we're going to keep him here in Essen and use that for public order. And I'm going to... Well, I'm going to untax the province, and that will allow it to still maintain public order while I bring this hero back. Alright, with that, we're going to end our turn. And I have a feeling I'm about to lose Fort Jakova. No, he wants to direct... Okay, I take it back. So we're going to just let him engage. I mean, this is pretty much decided already. But I can see what he has, unit-wise. Alright, and here he comes. Perfect. Right at.
Your conquest strike fear.
Alright, so I finished a mission that gave me 4,000 dark magic. Awesome. And he sacked the settlement instead of taking it from us. Oh, this is great. This is really great. Okay, so now we need to occupy, loot, raise, or sack 10 settlements, and we will get 6,000 bonus. So we're at a huge surplus to our income right now, so this is going to be a very exciting turn. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we can easily reach him with our main guy. We can do the same with our secondary army. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our main army, since he suffered pretty big beating, bring him right to the edge of the enemy's influence.
Bats and wolves gather.
And then we're going to attack with his other hero. Actually, we're going to move close enough to support.
Darkness comes.
Because I have a feeling he's going to run from me.
Destroy them.
And I can't move.
Bow.
So he's blocked in here. Unless he runs around me. I guess he could attack. I guess that might be pretty dumb, now that I think about it. I mean, he's in enemy territory. And he's suffering attrition due to being in my area. So he's suffering losses every turn by simply being alive. Fort Jakova here, I don't want to repair it while he's currently attacking. And let's see, he doesn't have a hero of his own, so I'm going to continue bringing him in. Alright, so this province is now raising at +4, and it's going towards 83% on its corruption, so that's awesome. Castle Tempelhof, we have the option of improving it now because of that. So we're going to improve it. We are going to build, because we need a cemetery, we are going to build a level 1 cemetery. No, we're not, because we need that northern territory for skeletons. So instead we're going to build a crypt ghoul, which will allow recruitment of crypt ghouls. Which we need. Yes. At Oberstyre, we can build... well, nothing for now, but we'll eventually get the armory, which will give +1 to infantry recruits experience, as well as allowing some really nice things. Or maybe we won't. So next turn we're going to get another construction slot, which is probably where we should put the armory, because we're not going to be able to upgrade this small town high enough to max the armory out. So with that in mind, I'm probably going to get rid of the Balefire Brazier for the corruption, because it's in a really critical area. Alright, now over to the other province. We've got so much money we can spend. First thing I'm going to do is improve this gold mine, I think. Let's see, it costs $4,000, but it's a $250 improvement in income. So that's really not that great. Let's see, what else can we build? We can build a Balefire Brazier to spread corruption. We can build the Ancient Armory here, but we don't need it here. We need it to be where our units are going to actually be produced, so that doesn't make much sense. We don't need a garrison or any of that kind of stuff. We could continue to prove our income here. This gives us 100 income for $1,000. And this one gives us wine resources, huh? Alright, well, Castle Drakenhof is going to be a good place for us to spread some corruption, because we can get this up to really high. And the provinces around us are all dwarven. So, I'm going to go ahead and get one of those braziers in my main area. And if I improve these charnel pits, its growth and recruitment capacity, huh? That's actually pretty nice. And income and public order. Growth, growth, growth. So all I have on these things is growth, and what I need is income. Even a small amount of income with the 5% bonus to taxes and everything, and the heroes here that I have that are designed just for income. I want to try to have some kind of income producing building at each of them. So I just spent a huge amount of my money, almost all of it in fact. But I'm improving my income, so in the long term, they will pay for themselves. Essen is doing well. Public order is slowly coming back. Corruption is continuing to rise. Bechefen is holding out. I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to Bechefen. They've been a pain. But they're being engulfed from all sides. So let's end this turn and see what the enemy does. I'm not going to worry about it. And here we go. Wow. So he attacked me and it says he's going to overwhelmingly destroy me. So I'm going to run away. It's a possibility I could lose this hero here. Not just a possibility. I have only 2 units. Now this is guaranteed loss. He's just going to shoot me to pieces. The only thing I could possibly do is hide my necromancer in a super far away place and have all my other units far away from him and die. And if all my other units die, it might cause a defeat. That's my hope, while allowing me to survive with my necromancer. So let's see. This is not the end of the world for him, but it is kind of frustrating. So I'm going to simply put him in this far back corner by himself and put everything else into another group and have it charge the enemy. And I'm going to have him hide in those trees and see what happens. What I'm hoping is that all my units are basically going to die, and then it's going to count as a defeat. And my necromancer will still be somewhat alive. We'll see. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, it's disappointing to lose a level 6 hero, but I've already got another hero waiting for me down south with another army, so I can simply just replenish that army. Whereas the amount of things that I gain, like trading this province in the long term for trading for a hero that was level 6 non-legendary, totally makes sense to me. Just because that province has a unique ability. It will be allowing to make extremely powerful skeletal warriors instantly. So, and if you've noticed, I haven't even been talking about the battle as it's going. I have no real abilities in this battle, you could say. I only have just straight up skeletons. This is the secondary reinforcement army. It definitely wasn't given the same priority as the primary army I had. So, in a situation like this where he was able to single me out and not have me reinforce my ally, yeah. So we'll see. Either two things are going to happen. Either all of my units are going to just crumble and die, in which case it should count as a defeat and I might be able to get away with my necromancer as the only survivor, hopefully. Or it's going to not count as a defeat and then the enemy is going to have to come searching for me, in which case I'm going to just capitulate and let him kill me, because I'm not going to just let him, sit here for 5 minutes while he runs around searching for me in the trees. So you can see that the white flag shows that most of my units have broken morale-wise and are continuing to flee. What's interesting is I've spent so much time making them tough with leadership and things like that, and they're so veteran that the units, even for undead, known for disintegrating with poor leadership, are doing pretty well.
Don't stop until they're all dead!
It may seem on outward appearances that if I had fought more vigorously I might have had a chance of winning, but every single one of these archers here, if you notice by the brown bar at the very bottom under their health, has nearly full ammo still. And they're extremely fast, so I'd never even get close to them with any of my zombies or skeletons, really. So, it just would have dragged the battle out longer. Alright, so everyone else is gone, and he's fleeing. Is he fleeing?
Master Necromancer.
Alright, so yeah, he didn't give up. He's crumbling, so he's dying. Alright, so I'm gonna concede defeat. So I lost the entire battle. I gotta give him credit. I mean, he suffered some pretty heavy losses, and he's gonna suffer even more as soon as... Gotta give it to him. So you can see here that zombies versus the enemy, if it's somewhere near the equivalent force number, you don't really have a chance. They were good at soaking up damage, though. They definitely delayed the... Alright, so, yep, everybody dead. And now he's gonna suffer some more attrition. And now I'm gonna hopefully be able to kill him. He can get away, actually.
Massacre them. I am going.
Alright, he flees.
Death
Attack
and
again.
Destruction.
Says it's an even fight. Well, let's do this. I have almost no real fodder in this battle, so the losses are going to be painful. The good news is my flyers will just absolutely rip their cavalry apart. My cavalry will simply destroy their archers if they. But I'm going to be losing some I'm going to take some pretty heavy losses here. So instead of being super aggressive initially, since he doesn't have any artillery, I'm going to actually play a little bit different with my heals. And let's see. So number one will be my hero. I'm going to need him effectively to take a lot of damage. 0 is going to be my necromancer. Put him next to the army. 2 is going to be all of my skeletons, and they're going to be the front line. 3 is going to be the crypt ghouls. They're going to be the second line that's going to be offensive in nature. I'm going to have them off to one side. I'm going to actually spread this line out as far as possible, and you can really see how devastating the recent battles have been on these forces. Number 9 is going to be my blood knights, which I need, again, to make sure to survive. Number 0 is going to be my, or number 8 I should say, is going to be my flyers. And I can't just use them as a giant mass. These flyers I'm going to need to separate and divvy out to basically chase down and kill their cavalry because they're so fast. And so I'm going to have my main guy lead the way while I start healing as fast as possible. So I'm going to start my deployment, start the battle, have my main guy charge in after he casts a healing spell. Same thing with a necromancer. Cast a healing spell. Alright, so now I have my skeletons coming in, I have my crypt ghouls coming in, and I have my flyers approaching as well as my cavalry. So as my guy's going in, I'm going to have to slow down my crypt ghouls because they're so much faster than my skeleton. You can really see the speed of the enemy here. Alright, so I'm moving in with my hero. Moving in with my skeletons. I'm bringing my flyers in immediately. I need them to be like a powerhouse attack. Healing again. Skeletons coming in. Crypt ghouls coming in. Flyers are going in right now. This is actually probably the most intense battle I've done yet. But our flyers just ripping their cavalry to pieces, and I need them to be like so devastated that they don't come back, which is basically just what happened. And then now before the spearmen get there, take off and get the other unit. Now I have my cavalry charging in, the actual cavalry, blood knights, and here they come from behind. I'm going to have my flyers come back and consolidate and help the blood knights kill. Here my crypt ghouls come. Here comes my skeletons and my hero. I do not want to give the enemy the option of building up his flyers, so I'm going to attack them immediately. Going to separate my flyers into a different force and have that separate force attack their archers that are on the ground. Blood knights are now here. I'm going to have them break free and attack the archers. Crypt ghouls and skeletons are now attacking the enemy as well. Enemy hero is running. Make sure he doesn't come back. I'm going to have my flyers attack him. They won't be able to get away. Now my blood knights are going to attack the spearmen. That's usually recipe for disaster, but these are not normal cavalry. These are blood knights. So their charge is just brutal. Cast my healing spell on the blood knights. Cast my damage increasing spell on the flyers. Have them attack their hero. Have my hero attack their hero. And then crypt ghouls and skeletons turn, converge, and destroy the enemy archers. Here you can see crypt ghouls and skeletons chasing the enemy away. And now I have them chasing. I'll individually select my flyers and give them individual squads of flying cavalry to chase down. They are taking kind of heavy damage, so I'm going to use my healing spell if possible. But they are fast, very fast. And so that's a good time for me to turn around and come back. And come at them from a different direction. So we're going to use our cavalry to ride down theirs. I'm going to bring all my up-close guys back together. Here we go. Flyers are now into the trees, attacking their units. And we're going to cast our healing spell on our flyers when it's possible you do so again. Alright, now my Blood Knights are attacking, and that's victory. And remember, we attacked him, he ran, we attacked him again, so it's just like the battle he did to us. He will have no chance of surviving this after we leave. So that was probably the most closest nerve-wracking battle we've had yet. But you can see our Blood Knights with 175 kills. So he came in with 50 troops more than we did, and we only lost 66. And we didn't lose any units fully, I don't think. It doesn't look like. So we were really able to just keep him constantly backpedaling and constantly, guessing about where we were going to come next. And he just wasn't able to really stand up at all. So I don't really need the dark magic as well. Actually, I take it back. I don't really need the leadership as much. I'm going to take the bonus to casualty replenishment and dark magic. And now with their primary hero dead, me control Scarecrow banner, huh? Affects all enemies around him. -4 leadership. Wow. Alright. So that was pretty overwhelming. That was a tough fight. Okay, so Fort Jakova here. We're going to bring our White King into the area and then deploy him. That's going to give us +5 to our public order. We're going to repair our main building, and we're going to also get... let's see. Can we get anything that gives us public order? What the heck is this? The Bakla Palace? 10 to public order. +2 to the recruitment rank of all lords, and income from all buildings is increased by 50% in this province. Wow. Okay. Okay. And I probably want to get a Balefire Brazier for this area as well. Although I don't really need it, actually. I'll get the Balefire Brazier for Beshafin. Alright, so instead, I do need this for the skeletons, though. But it doesn't have to be here. It only needs to get to rank 3. I'm going to build it over here, then. At Fort Jakova. Alright. Kislev, which is on the edge of Prague and Volksgrad. I could actually... It's a level 2... Grants 5 settlements. Okay. So I'm going to hold out on that. So I did lose one of my heroes. That's kind of annoying. And if I leave, I'll have no hero. Oh, well, easily. I'll recruit one. So you're going to be a holding force, basically. You're just going to protect this and make it very unflattering to attack. Yeah, that's fine. Vampiric, you can't move across the campaign. So let's see, if we go to raise units, look at all the stuff you can raise now. Boom. 7 units in 1 turn. Whatever. Alright, so at least I got something there to hold Kislev. And plus it's a castle. So it's not like they can just take it. It'll be able to slow them down. Now I got the public order of +5. So it's still dropping at -9, but next turn that's gonna go down a little bit. It's the jeez. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting.
I am unstoppable.
So we need him to travel as quickly as possible.
Save the world.
Yeah, see, that changes everything. I was planning to take Zavastra with my secondary. The loss of that hero was kind of brutal. So I have a legendary hero down here, and I could bring him up north, but he has no army, and I want to build a decent army for him. But I also need to replace the army I have here, and I don't want to lose my hero by being ambushed on the way back. But I want to give him enough, so that's the goal here. He has no campaign movement range. I have some, so I'm going to move to this town, which I can't. It's too far. All these rivers and everything really mess with the movement, let me tell you. So anyway, I'm going to give him a large portion of this army. In fact, probably most of it except for the flyers. So he's going to get all the skeletons. And this is where I need to build my skeletons eventually, right? I seem to be just kind of rambling a lot. I'm going to end this turn while I consider what to do next. If I give away all my skeletons, then I'll have to purchase more when I get down to the bottom area, which isn't such a big deal. It's just I won't be able to purchase the good skeletons here for a while, especially with the province and the instability. Alright, mission failed because I'm not at war with Red Eye, but that's fine. Alright, so I can either get action cost reduced for all heroes or action sense success. So we'll go with action cost, I guess. Alright, so Eshin's up here. Eshin, am I taxing you? I am not, but you're at +1. Why are you only at +1? Lack of corruption. Income and public order. Now it's only 1 public order, but that'll still help. Let me hold off. So these are all building here. My income is in the dirt right now. And I think it's because I have to turn off the taxation of this new province up here. Yeah, because it's at -9. And lack of corruption is definitely not helping. So this hunting grounds, I'm going to just get rid of it because it's just kind of pointless to have that in my main place. So Fort Chakova is going to be where my skeletons come out, so that's fine. So I just need to kind of let this place relax, I guess. I need public order +1 and income. It's 3 turns. And that's what I need. While I let my income build, because I'm basically broke, I'm going to go for Zavastra. I think I've basically annihilated the entire enemy, with the exception of... Are you kidding me?
I refuse.
So he has almost no forces left, but... Alright, so he has no forces left for the most part at Zavastra. It's just basically a very small
Absolutely not.
group. But it looks like Zavastra's a rank 3 town. That's going to have a gigantic garrison. Alright, so Odo has leveled up. So if we get Marshal, then Public Order is increased by an additional 1. That is so good. Or we can get him a Skeletal Steed. I want to get him a Skeletal Steed, but this is so much better. So I'm going to deploy him in this area, and now we're still at negative 14 untaxed. And if you notice, there's actually a hand here. Due to the presence of a battle icon, you may recruit more powerful units in the Raise Dead pool. So if I go to Raise Dead here, you can see that I was able to raise like the Crypt Ghouls and stuff because of the battle that was fought there. So that's pretty awesome. So this guy, did I just turn it off? Is he not? Yeah, he's not doing his corruption. I just turned it off. I thought he... Darn it. Okay, so it appears that when you level up... So if I move him, I can't do it again? No, I can't. Hero cannot deploy. Okay, so I'm going to put him in this little corner over here then. And I think this guy can attack Kislev, can he? I mean, I could, but I can't engage when I'm in this mode. Ugh.
What? The von Garstein.
Let's see here. So I don't have any money. Beshefen is still going to be a problem. So public order is okay here, but I'm not making any money off of it. Corruption is continuing to rise towards 60%. Yeah, I took a big hit there.
What?
Alright, I'm going to end this turn. I was actually... Wow. You know, I really wasn't that beaten up by losing that Necromancer, but now that I think about it, it wasn't necessarily the Necromancer I should be worried about.
Thy words, and pray to thine pitiful little gods that they ring true.
Peace treaty with Kislev. That's fine. I took what I wanted for now. So, yep, I'll accept that. Public order severed, oblasts, okay. Raise the dead. Raise an army? Yep, so if I raise an army, then I'll get a bonus, okay. So yeah, I didn't really think that losing that Necromancer was that big of a deal, but let me tell you, it was the fact that I lost the army that went with it that was such a huge deal. It was pretty brutal. Okay, so I've gotten a big number of my troops back, and let's see, I think I can attack Kislev.
Of darkness.
If I switch to a normal stance, I definitely can attack Kislev. If I get this guy and put him into a marching stance, it looks like he can reach Zavastra also. So I'm going to have him get within the area of influence of Zavastra, which means he'll suffer attrition next turn. Fine.
Yes.
I don't think there's going to be a next turn. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm so dumb. Okay. Wow. So I just initiated a peace treaty with Zavastra, allowing them to keep control of it before I took it. I didn't think about that. I thought I already had control of the whole province. They basically just bought that town from me. And now I'm going to suffer attrition for it. Well played, good sir. Well played. Okay, I'm going to have this army retreat then, and it's just going to kind of start recuperating. My normal hero is just going to make the long and arduous journey back towards Fort Jakova, which is most likely going to rebel next turn. So I'm actually going to stop halfway between Fort Jakova and Kislev. That way, if I need to, I can move to engage either one. I'm going to turn my White King on again, So now he's giving this province +6 to its public order. So it's still dropping by 9 because of a lack of corruption. But provincial instability, by me simply taking it, is at -7, and it gets better every turn. So we'll have to see how that plays out, because I think it could basically correct itself. So what I really need is this vampiric corruption brazier, but it's really expensive, and I need to start building an army, because I've taken some really savage hits. Alright, so Castle Tempelhof is where I'm going to be getting my recruits from. So let's see, 1 turn and I can improve that. I already have the tree, and I'm going to need to improve that. So I'm going to improve Schwarzhofen to a corrupted village, I believe, to a minor settlement, and that will allow me then to upgrade up to Vargeist and be able to recruit them again. At Fort Oberstyre, what can I get here? Anything that impressive? Not really. But again, my idea was that I wanted to continue expanding. Yeah, this is what I need next, and I'll be able to buy that. And then this one, well, I actually don't, I mean, I can get it just for the bonus, I guess, but let's see. So I'm hesitant to buy too many units here because I want to get them when I can get the bonuses from the forestry. So I'm going to kind of hold off on purchasing those for now.
Cower before me.
But I do have enough money, so let's see, 15 out of 20, I could reinforce this army. But rather than that, I think I can, I'm going to reinforce this army in case something bad happens. Alright, let's end this turn. Alright, Rebellion, and there it is. I'm glad I didn't run all the way down to Fort Jakova. Chaos is also stirring, so I'm going to have to worry about that. So in order to get rid of the attrition, I need to get to my territory, and so I'm going to get over here and get outside of the town so that I can reinforce from one side and get some experience.
Unstoppable.
Before that goes on, though, I'm going to switch to this guy, and I'm going to go to details. I want him to, let's see, if I got any extra things. So yeah, so I've got an extra weapon. I'm going to give, so the better of them I'm going to give to my other hero, but I'll give him the common sword. Doesn't need a casting item. Alright, followers, let's see. I'm going to, local region, vampire crypts and vampire keeps income increased. Do that. Raise dead costs. Let's see. I guess that's it. Okay. So give those items to him. I'm not going to build anything yet, again, because I want to use that income as best as I can to build up some money. So now that this is done, I have the option of upgrading that, but I can't afford it. I can also build some garrisons. I can also build the Dark Lair is what I need for that huge bonus before I start building anything. Also, yeah, I'm gonna need to wait 2 turns for that to finish. So let's see. Castle Drakenhof doesn't look like it has anything that can really do anything.
You dare.
Ah, so I've got a guy down here doing basically nothing. I'm gonna have him move north. This guy's got income bonuses. He's got, oh, if he's got income bonuses, I don't want him to move. Yeah, I guess this warrior guy is gonna hold this up here. That's gonna be his goal, is to just maintain control of this.
By Sigma, no!
My main hero here is going to switch back to a normal, and he's going to just obliterate these rebels.
I will teach you the meaning of respect.
This is going to be so overwhelming, I'm just going to auto-decide it. But before I finish, this banner here constantly affects all targets in the area around it. If it's a flying unit, it causes -4 leadership to that enemy. So I'm going to give that one to my Necromancer. Yeah, so if he gets attacked by flying units, why not, right? Alright, so I'll go ahead and I don't need any more units. So I'm going to go ahead and get 338 more gold.
What? In my own time.
Okay, so
Will alone.
I think I have enough move. Yep, I can still catch him again and just obliterate these rebels. And it's a yeah, get it out of the way. And now the enemy has no chance to do anything else to get us. And now that we've got that, we'll go for the leadership bonus.
I am going.
Alright, so before we go ahead and spend our skill points or anything, I think I've been going a little bit long in this episode, so it seems like a good place to stop with a recent victory. So we'll end on that high note. I'd like to thank everybody for watching and tuning in, and hopefully I see you in the next episode. Have a good one.